Have you ever wondered about the invisible threads that connect government policy to everyday businesses, shaping how they operate without direct financial support? It is a fascinating aspect of the executive branch's influence, particularly when we talk about mandates. A mandate for private entities is essentially a requirement imposed by a governmental authority, typically the federal executive branch, that compels private businesses or organizations to perform specific actions or adhere to certain standards. These requirements become legally binding and are often implemented to achieve broader public policy goals, such as environmental protection, workplace safety, or public health. The core mechanism behind these mandates often stems from Congress passing legislation that authorizes federal agencies to create regulations. These regulations then translate into obligations for private entities. The power of federal agencies, acting under the executive branch, to issue these rules is grounded in what is known as delegated authority. This means Congress gives an agency the power to fill in the details of a law. Therefore, when an agency like the Environmental Protection Agency or the Occupational Safety and Health Administration issues a rule, that rule carries the force of law and can function as a mandate for private sector operations. For private entities, understanding these mandates often means closely monitoring the Federal Register, which is the official daily publication for rules, proposed rules, and notices of federal agencies and organizations. Businesses will need to conduct thorough compliance audits, update their internal policies, and sometimes invest in new equipment or training to meet these governmental requirements. It is not always about direct enforcement. Sometimes, the mandate creates a standard that entities must meet to qualify for government contracts or participate in specific markets. One interesting aspect is the distinction between a direct mandate and a condition for receiving federal funds. While both compel action, a direct mandate applies universally to covered private entities regardless of whether they receive federal money. A condition of funding, however, makes compliance a prerequisite for obtaining federal grants or contracts. Additionally, the Administrative Procedure Act, often referred to as the APA, outlines the formal process federal agencies must follow when creating these rules, ensuring public notice and opportunity for comment before a mandate becomes final. Ultimately, these mandates for private entities are a powerful tool the executive branch uses to steer societal outcomes by shaping corporate behavior. They transform legislative intent into tangible, enforceable actions, ensuring that even without direct funding or ownership, the private sector contributes to overarching national objectives, and it is crucial for businesses to understand their scope and impact to maintain compliance and strategic operations.